Goldman is an engaging, determined, and resilient woman who takes her life traumas and repurposes them into something beautiful. Owning a personal story that will blow your mind, she will encourage you to accept your personal history and learn how to make a difference in your life and in the lives of others, while asking, "What can I learn from this?" instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" Walk beside her as you discover your journey and learn how to embrace being flawed and fabulous. So, let's get ready to be fabulous.
Hi everybody, it's Marnie Goldman. I am here on a very somber night. Usually I would be a lot more spunky and festive and fun. However, there's a lot of sadness in the world, and I am trying to bring a little bit of light, education, laughter, peace, and love. I am so honored to have somebody with me. His name is Juice Blair. His real name is Nishan, when he was 18 years old and he was dancing at Hip Hop Kids at a showcase. We became instant friends, and having him here with me tonight is a true honor to talk about what happened with George Floyd, how he, as an African American person, has dealt with this, and how it affects him, how it affects his life. So I would like to introduce my very special friend and guest, Juice Blair.
Why, hello there.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing good. This is great. I'm very happy that you got this show going, girl. Come on.
Thank you. It's very sad it took 8 minutes of somebody's life for us to come together for this, but we're here.
Here we are.
We're here. How you doing?
I'm doing quite all right, actually. I mean, even though these are, tough times for, everybody, the world, globally, but, I'm hanging in there. I got things I can smile about.
It was funny when I called you after this, I tried to be somewhat comedic, to lighten it, but I have to be honest, what do I say to you? I'm like a white woman. You're my African American friend, and it's like I don't see color, and so it's
there shouldn't be color, I mean, people still say black and white, but I mean, come on, like, we're not colors. I mean, we're human beings, African American, Caucasian, Latin.
We're all the same. I know.
We're all the same.
Have people reached out to you? Some of the younger children. I know you were a dance instructor. A lot of children look up to you. Have people in your community reached out?
Yeah, for sure. People have definitely reached out to me and just asked me how I was doing. You know Tim? I don't know if you know Tim.
I know
From
Tim.
He reached out to me and was like, how are you doing, brother? It's been a very loving, touching moment in this pandemic. So people are just really sticking together, and obviously, it's causing riots too, but sticking together in the wrong ways.
There needs to be peace. So let me
For sure.
start with you. You started dancing when you were 14 years old.
2002.
Okay, you were 14. You danced in Hip Hop Kids, which is a big part of my life, which
Hip-hop
it's where we met.
Kids.
No drugs.
Susie Stone, shout out. No drugs,
No drugs, no violence, just dance.
Susie Stone, shout out to Susie.
Yeah, it changed all of our lives, and you could have gone a different direction. What made you stay in dance? What made you stay on that straight arrow, and here you are?
Just definitely my upbringing, and also just, making wise choices, knowing what's right from wrong. I was never really attracted to trouble. I was just always felt like I was into entertainment or stuff like that, and I always felt like the jig to want to just express myself. So my uncle was a dancer, kind of, sort of, so I got into dance, and I just liked being into dancing.
Did you grow up with the nerves of being of color when you would walk down the street, when you would leave church, when you would do everything? Has that always been a part of your life?
Oh, well, in the community that I grew up in, it was an all-black community. It was Lauderhill, so I definitely grew up differently because my parents are from Jamaica, so I had a very different upbringing.
Right.
So, the reason why I even sound the way I sound, the way I talk, people are like, "You sound like you're white," and I'm like, "Jeez."
I know, you're like a 40-year-old man. It's like you look like this Snoop Dogg-ish, and then you're like, talk like a 40-year-old man. I love it.
We was definitely taught just to be proper people, to stand out, to not follow the crowd of what the kids are doing out there.
Yeah.
My parents were very strict on that, and they stuck by it, and it's great, and it really, 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 really changed the way that we run our household.
What makes me nervous is you've taught little children, and these little children had dance as their outlet. Right now, me as a 50-year-old woman, you as a 33 almost year old man, the fright and the fear in everybody right now. Could this be me? A little 10-year-old girl was crying, "I have color, am I going to die?"
Right.
I don't even know what to say. It's
Right.
it's so gut-wrenching, and people look at you, people see you, they're like, Jews, Jews, Jews. What would you say to these little kids right now that came up to you and said, we're the same color, I'm scared? What would you say to them?
You know, I definitely say, just have no fear. Trust in God. Trust in your parents. You know, in times like this, just just stay away from things that that aren't something that's achieving. Like if you see people doing riots, don't jump in.
Don't jump in.
You know, stay away from it.
Promote the peace.
Promote peace. Always promote peace. You know, that's the way that it should be handled right now, for sure. Like people think that it's better to go out there and do destruction, but that's just outrage of people who are just letting off pressure from themselves.
This is my analogy. This is just my experience from untreated trauma. I didn't know I had anything till I was 47 years old. And I've suppressed everything.
Me too.
And the anger and the rage, you couldn't say anything. So when this happened for 8 minutes, I'm not condoning violence, but I understand the rage.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, this
for
is
sure.
just enough is enough. And people, when I hear people saying, oh, people might unfriend me if I promote mental health awareness for black people or Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. I don't see color. I see human beings. And
Right.
it's amazing in 2020 that I don't look at you as anything but my Nishan.
Who I
Juice
am.
and
But you're right. There is a certain mentality that people have in certain areas that need to be checked, but people aren't stepping into these things. They're just letting the circus continue instead of breaking it down and getting into the actual mental health of people.
it's funny, we talk about this, and we've said this story a few times. Nishan, when you came over years ago, and you were dropped off at the front gate, and you were running through my neighborhood, and you were like, oh my God, everybody's looking, this black man running through my neighborhood, and we laughed.
In this
But
nice neighborhood,
but
I was
no-
6'3", darting it, running.
right, just running through.
running.
And people are looking, but
It was funny for us, but you're
it
right.
was funny, but looking back, it's like, that should not be a joke, and shame on, we didn't know any better. And I just have to talk about two of our very special people, Cedric and Xavier.
My boys.
Love them, so proud of them. Cedric and Xavier. Nishan, I think you found them at high school. They were, I think, 9th grade possibly.
At South Plantation High
South
School.
Plantation. They were hearing impaired. They lived on lower poverty income, but they just wanted to dance. And no matter what, whether they took a bus or carpool, those boys showed up to dance every week, and it changed them. And then I was thinking, what if they took a bus home and they couldn't hear somebody say, hey, stop? Do you know?
Then they'd probably get murdered.
I got so horrified for Cedric. It just broke my heart. And then I think of your mom and Bernadette, Xavier's mom. I never knew when you guys would leave the house the fear that your mom would have of your children, be something that could happen. I was completely ignorant to that, and
That's definitely something else, because if you have kids who are deaf and you let them go out on their own, I'm
Wow.
sure it's got to be for any parent. Doesn't matter if you're deaf or not, but I'm sure there's like an extra thing to it when you're hearing impaired.
if it were today and they were after class, I would take them home and make sure they got in okay. Like, I would never just say, oh, go
Yeah.
take the bus.
Right,
Now that we know what we know,
That was the best thing about Hip Hop Kids is like the integration
the
from
best.
like all the people, of course, like you and the women, the people who could help out, were
Yep.
helping these kids out, and that right there is the stuff that keeps kids out of certain situations. You get what I'm
Yep,
saying? Like
yep.
that perfect demonstration is
That's
something
true.
that was like for me, what I went through. When they see that coming from their lifestyle, and then they're getting dropped off in like nice cars, like to them it's just like what, and that's the impact.
they chose peace, though. Cedric, Xavier, they could have been angry. They could have said, I can't afford this, or I don't have the luxury to do this. But you know what? They stayed true to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You have always stayed true to yourself. Nishan, just so you know, you're going to come back with me every week. This is going to be our new show.
Ooh,
I
me?
know. Nishan and Marnie, so we're going to come up with a new title for our show. But you bring you were going to be on my show regardless. But right now, with what's going on in the world, you have a talent and you have a comedic way about you. And there's nothing to laugh about right now. But you have
No,
a
that's
way of saying
questionable.
things that it will give me a chuckle afterwards. And the one thing that I'm really nervous about is parents with children. I know for me, I didn't find out anything was wrong with me till I was 47. Right now, the entire world, especially, I can't even say especially everybody, but the young girl on TV today who said she was 10 years old and started to cry, am I going to die because of the color of my skin? I am begging everybody to reach out. Their crisis numbers, 741-741, you can text that. NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness. I am begging everybody to please call 1-800-950-NAMI, 950-6626. They are there 24/7. Nobody should suffer alone. Let me tell you something. Watching what happened is horrifying across the board. But these little children, you don't want them growing up with anxiety, with fear. You want them, if your child says, I'm scared, don't tell them, don't be scared. Talk to them.
Right.
Encourage them to talk about it.
Exactly.
You have
See?
always been a very vocal person, and you are a person that I know people would reach out to. I called you when this whole thing happened. I didn't know what to say, what to do.
Well, I'm glad you did. You got the right person here, right? So we're gonna talk some.
How
more
do I
stuff.
tell, like, my 14-year-old son's watching it in disbelief, and anybody, I don't care. And it saddens me because the African American community has been very behind with mental health, very behind.
I agree.
The stigma,
I agree.
there is no stigma. Right now, if you're not feeling anything, that's the problem. You should be feeling something now. You should be feeling sadness and anger and everything, but just don't stay there. Let it out, and this world is
How could
peace.
you not feel anything right now? Where's
I
your heart,
know.
laddie? Tell me now, where's your heart? Dig deep inside of yourself and find a little bit of love.
It's gut wrenching, but I'm glad I was able to call you, and I didn't even know what to say. It's like, hi, I'm your friend that's not color. How are you handling this? Is your mom okay? How are the little kids doing? And
Girl, please bring me along. I'm here.
You made me feel better, and then I was worried.
You make me feel
Right.
brand
Like a brand new woman. This is why we're going to have fun, because we're going to talk about serious things, but we're also going to have a lot of fun with it. And the one thing also, the quarantine. So we have kids that are home. They're not going to their dance class, for example, or their sports. Now they're at home. They're losing
Dancing
their mind.
on Zoom.
Dancing on Zoom, but it's not the same. You can only Zoom Zumba so much. And these kids are suffering. And I just encourage so much to reach out. Anybody, don't suffer alone. But these kids already were behind the 8 ball. They didn't have the luxuries other schools had, the food. They didn't have the education. It really,
Since this whole thing started, people's families have definitely been tested, I tell you. Like a buddy of mine who got married. As soon as he got married, this happened, and he felt like, I'm home all the time with my wife. Like, I gotta get out of here. Like people's lives are being tested at home when you're always home together. You definitely, but some people have issues. The whole mental health thing.
Yep.
Some people handle things differently. Some
The
people handle things
triggers.
better. You know, my sister-in-law, who is Samara Blair, she graduated from the University of Florida. Go Gators.
Yep.
And
Chomp.
go Gators.
Chomp. Mhm.
And she is family therapist. So I would like to have her.
Oh
here
my
and talk.
gosh,
And,
absolutely.
she is an African American woman, also Puerto Rican and black, but she is definitely
someone
a
of
person
color.
who should be speaking on the show for sure.
What was it about dance for you? Because, of course, we're going to incorporate dance every time we're on the show, every week. That's it. I don't care if you get up and you don't have rhythm. Move your body. Trust me.
Dance.
Dance, dance, dance. Reach out. Don't suffer alone, and dance and move your body. And I know some of you are right now looking at me going, really? I can't even move? But just put on that music, your favorite song. It works. Getting up and just moving, watching a video of this perfect entertainer here puts a smile on my face.
Dancing is really therapeutic. People don't think about that. I remember I told a person the other day, I was like, what are you doing? They're like, I don't know what to do. I was like, dance.
Yep.
Like I literally wrote that, not even a joke. And they did. And they was like, I'm dancing. And I was like, there you go.
But it was very weird. You were in a basically white demographic of dancers.
Oh, yeah.
You stood out. You
It was
were
like a needle in a haystack.
and you never let it. You always stayed true to who you were. You never felt different. Nobody ever treated you different. Susie would never let anybody, hip hop kids. We were all the same. Because I thought I was a hip hop kid also.
We all were hip hop kids.
Exactly. But
We
it's
all
true.
are.
It brought people that could have gone in a different direction to her studio to dance.
Right.
No drugs, no violence, just dance.
Come on.
Yep, and you have people now that came out of that are backup dancers for Britney. Someone's in a Lady Gaga video.
I've done some stuff. Actually, a kid that I inspired to go dance from hip hop kids went off to one of the top dance schools.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, it's because of you, Juice. I was like,
No, you're an inspiration for so many. Like it cracks me up because you were going to be here with me regardless. But now with what the world's going through, like we don't see color, we see love. Like love is love is love.
yeah, for sure.
And also, I think this world has become humbled, which I like. People aren't better than
Has
anybody.
it become humbled?
Some people have humbled themselves. I've seen a lot of sides I didn't like,
There's
but we're going to stay
still
positive.
more work to be
A
done.
lot of work. This is just the beginning, but
Ladies
it
and
has
gentlemen.
so much work. But you know what? There are resources. NAMI. Again, I'm going to re-say it. We're going to start a challenge. I don't know what yet. We're going to raise money, a lot of money to help a lot of people. There are black businesses that have been affected. We were talking. I'm going to be honest. We don't like that word black.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
seems
weird.
strange.
I hate saying like
We
you're my
shouldn't
black
be
friend.
called colors, but people will disagree with me.
Me
I
too,
know
I
that
know.
people will disagree with me, but this is me as I feel, because as my own person, I just feel like this, like the pressure of it all.
Right.
Like even just saying like BET, it's like Black Entertainment Television. That was always like, to me, my personal thing. I just feel like the color, the name of it is just
It's
like
making
so restricting.
it more
But
separate.
that's my personal opinion, I'm sure. But there's some people who are like, nah, I'm black. And I'm just like, okay, but I'd rather not be. I'd rather just be referred to like an African American or something like that, or even Jamaican or something. But when you put colors on things, like we don't say, look at that tan guy over there,
Right.
or look at that yellow guy. That yellow guy's a douche.
I'm
you
afraid
know?
to even. It's like I said to you. How do I refer to you? You're just my
I'm
juice,
just
my
me.
Nishan. We don't.
I'm just a person. I'm a human being. I
We
identify
all
as.
have the same blood, and we are all the same. And if it took 8 minutes of horror for this world to come together, I think if the world hit rock bottom, it hit rock bottom.
blow up.
And we can only get better from now. There is love out there. I have seen so much love. I see humanity all the time. And I think this is truly going to bring us together than further apart. We can't get any worse. So it has to bring us better.
Hopefully we can't get any worse. This is the year 2020. We're at 6 months in, and this much has happened so far. Like, this has been a very rough, amazing kind of like year.
If you had a little dancer of yours call you, a little 10-year-old girl, little 12-year-old boy call you up and say, Juice, I'm scared. What do I do? What would you say to them?
I'm like, stay safe. Stay with your family. Just stay safe with your family. Seriously, don't go running around causing trouble. Just stay in.
If somebody
stay
says, hey,
home.
let's go over here, let's go rob this place, let's go do this, let's go, whatever it may be.
Because there's looting and stuff. Like, just don't get involved. It's just so risky, and it's not even risky. It's just the wrong thing to do. It's just the wrong thing to do. Destroying people's businesses, people who put in so much work to open a business, not just
heartbreaking.
completely like. I know that the people are trying to break out and have action, but when your actions are like leaving marks on other people, it's it's just unfair. Cars are getting flipped. Like, come on.
Yep. And guys, again, if you are suffering, whether you are 5 years old, 50 years old, 90 years old, please call NAMI 1-800-950-NAMI. 6626. Please do not suffer alone. We are going to have, I guess if we could put a positive spin on it, fun with our challenges. We're going to do dance challenges.
Dance challenge, maybe who can drink the most hot sauce? No.
We have a sponsor coming next week, a special hot sauce. We're not going to talk about it right now, but next week we will be dipping in the hot sauce and dancing, bringing awareness. Guys, exactly. It's okay not to be okay. Right now, with
Yeah, you can say that again.
Right now, if you're feeling something, you are of the norm right now. But do
Preach.
not suffer alone. Don't tell somebody, get over it. Don't tell somebody, oh, you'll be okay. No, we're not okay. None of us are okay.
We have to talk.
You have to talk about
have to
it.
talk.
Talk,
It's
talk,
true.
talk.
It's
Reach
true.
out. That little girl today has haunted me in a weird, just thinking her crying to her mother or her father because the color of my skin. It's gut-wrenching.
It's definitely like a blast from the past, like being in the 50s or something like that.
I'm like, what
come
the-
on, where kids are scared of color to go out. But it's funny. My friend, a man, a Caucasian guy, he said, I now feel scared that I might get jumped by a group of black people, or
Yep.
African
So
American.
everybody's feeling anxiety. People are feeling scared.
People are feeling twisted, man. This thing is
Everything.
like drawing people apart,
Yep.
turning people against each other.
And there are people, though, that I've seen that have just come up and hugged each other. And the humanity,
Of
what
course,
can I
there
do for
is
you?
humanity.
And I think people who were possibly of, I don't want to say racism, but didn't understand what you guys went through and what it's like to live in the African American culture.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's been enlightening, the things I didn't know about and I wasn't aware. I didn't know the heartbreak that a mother would have, like your mom would say goodbye to you, not knowing.
All right.
I can't even imagine your mom doing that, and it breaks my heart thinking that that mothers all over have to do this. It's scary.
It
it's
sure
scary,
is,
but we're all going to get through this.
We have no choice. We have to survive, ladies and gentlemen.
But let me tell you guys, our mental health, all of us, I'm nervous. I'm still battling things, and the triggers. People are going to hear loud noises, and just the flashback of 8 minutes. There's nothing else I could say but 8 minutes of
is all it
horror.
took.
I couldn't watch. My daughter couldn't watch. Some people had to watch, and it affected us all in many different ways.
Yeah, this one is very destructive. They've all been destructive things to see, but yeah, the definitely go out to the family. You know, rest in peace to Mr. Floyd and all that stuff. Man. This is for this to be here, this pandemic we're in already with the corona. You know, people are already locked indoors, and then when this kind of thing happens, people have been locked indoors so long.
They're angry.
Then the outrage of people of being, caged.
They're
what do you think is going to happen?
Caged emotionally, caged.
It's like letting out wild animals.
Letting wild animals out who have been treated like not very well for the past. We can't even remember a time they were treated well. So I understand the anger and the rage, but there has to come a time where let the anger go, because it's only going to destroy you, your families, yourself. Let it go. I can't say that right now, but peace.
There's a lot of mixed feelings inside the whole thing. People going out who are part of it. Some people are just doing it like not without a purpose. Some people are just out there not protesting. They're just out there
Showing support, anything. And somebody said to me, you're going to talk about Black Lives Matter. It's like, I have a show, a voice, and a platform. I absolutely am going to talk about this. You know, we were talking about, I don't know. I'm just so blessed to have you as my friend and to see how you really are a magic light to people, and people look at you
me?
and people could be sad, and then they get to a party and you lift them up and they call you juice, and it's just you bring this energy that people need right now, and I am honored that you're here.
Thank you so much. I
No,
appreciate it.
I'm glad.
I love you.
I love
I
you
love
too.
you, girl.
I
Come
love
on.
you more. And next week to have Xavier and Cedric here with us, it's going to be amazing. And
Yes, it is.
I think we're going to start this week really advocating mental health. Again, NAMI, please call, guys. They have resources. They are there to help you. 1-800-950-NAMI. They are there. Crisis line. If you're feeling anything, there is no level of sadness. If you're feeling this much or this much, 74741-741. Text them. They are there for you.
Speak out, people. Never be quiet.
Don't be quiet. Use your voice.
Speak
Help
out.
people. If somebody's suffering, a smile. You don't
How
even
are we
realize.
going to know if you're upset if you don't tell us, You
We don't
gotta
know.
tell
We
us.
don't know. But this is exciting because I'm here in a studio doing what I love, talking about promoting Peace, Love, Marnie. And it's weird how me going through a lot of trauma in my life is a promoter of peace. And here we are talking about Peace, Love, Marnie, peace in the world.
And there will be
Sean?
more discussions and more
We have so much
talking.
content. We have so much content.
We got more to
and
do. A lot of time.
I'm just so excited. This is one of the coolest moments of my life right now. Like, we are having the best time bringing awareness. The mental health is my life, and I will end that stigma because it's okay not to be okay. I'm excited to see everything on our journey together. Just live in the moment, guys. Stay centered. And next week and every other week, we're going to bring a lot of good material, fun content, but informative. And
Exactly.
all I could say right now, guys, is
Stay
cry
positive.
it out. Stay positive. This too shall pass. It is what it is. But there's more love out there, I believe, than not love. And we're here to share it. Spread the love. I am here anytime. Love it. Where is the love? The Black Eyed Peas. Exactly. I've been hearing that a lot. And it's true. Where is the love? Time to show the love, guys.
All right.
Thank you so much. This was an honor. I loved having you here with me.
Most definitely.
It's the
darling.
beginning of our journey. Air pump, fist pump. And guys, take care of yourselves. Please reach out. Don't suffer alone. Much love and peace.
Peace and love, everyone.
Peace and love.
Thank you for tuning in to True to Myself with Marnie. Join us each week as we walk together. Thank you for tuning in to True to Myself with Marnie. Join us each week as we walk together on a journey of forgiveness, resilience, and encouragement. You may contact Marnie directly at peacelovemarnie.com or give her a call at 954-534-5333.